Matters.
Okay.
First, I have a motion to withdraw for Kaylin Jackson.
Where is Kalen Jackson?
He's here today in court.
Okay, it's 150 days old. I mean,
Okay.
we're ready to set these things for trial now.
Well, he disappeared on me for a couple months. I've talked to him. I mean, he lost his job, so he's unable to pay, but I did explain the offer that he has, which is a PTI offer, so I do think he can get his case wrapped up without me.
Well, he can't do it on his own, I mean, he can't. Kalen Jackson, come up. What do you do with yourself these days?
Right now, I'm working with my brand business to talk and DWI.
So you are working.
Yes, I currently.
Okay.
I just got it.
Your lawyer seems to be really upset with you. She wants to get off the case.
Sure.
It's time for you to work with your lawyer to work out a resolution. Do you work for free?
No,
Do you think she does?
no.
It's time to work. I mean, this case is 150 days old. You got to come a lot earlier. I get it that they go MIA, but you have also duty, have them come in, periodically so that you guys can get on the same page and I'm setting your case off for a week. You guys need to get together to make things work out. Do you understand? Okay. So there's an offer that has been made in this case. I'm going to let them relay it to you at the right time. It's a really good offer, but you guys need to be on. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me, sir. So let's set it off a week. I'm going to have this print. He's going to have to come back. Let's see if things have worked out for you.
At that point, we could just do a regular reset.
No. But let's see if things can work out for you. If not, then we'll talk again.
Okay.
Okay? No. But let's turn it. Don't worry about it. But let's see if things work out, and then come back in a week and we'll see. Let me know if you guys are happy or not.
And then I'll also have Mr. Salazar. I received a bond violation report from him yesterday for failing to
Come up, Mr. Salazar.
on January 8th.
We have court orders for a reason. And when you don't follow court orders, we have to take drastic measures, and that usually means putting you in jail. You were called upon to take a test and you failed to go. If it ever happens again, I'm going to revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand me? As it stands, I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test now. So we will give you a normal reset unless it's something dirty. Then I'm going to bring him back and we'll take different measures. But you ever get called upon to test and you fail to go, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Take a seat for me, sir. Ms. Fairman, you are charged with the offense of interference with the duties of a public servant. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. Officers were dispatched to a family disturbance, and the caller, the defendant's mother, stated that her daughter was walking around with a hammer and identified her daughter by name and as wearing a Barbie sweatshirt. In transit to the scene, the officers observed the defendant's prior mugshot and arrived and observed the defendant recognized by description and that mugshot. The defendant walked towards the officer and the officers told her to stop, but she ignored them. She had her arms tucked into her sweatshirt, so they were not visible to the officers. The defendant attempted to walk past the officer and the officer grabbed her arm, and she then laid on the ground and tucked her hands under her abdomen, and the officer struggled to get her arms out from under her. The defendant stated the defendant had a hammer in her left hand and would not let go. The officers then took her into custody.
What's she doing wrong? Is she walking while black? I mean, really, you tell me all she has is a hammer? She's walking around with a hammer. So I hammer stuff all the time.
Right, just what we have is there was a disturbance. There was a description of her with the hammer and she walked towards the officer and the officer just told her to stop.
I mean,
So
there's
they could-
nothing. She's not doing anything. No one says that she's doing anything menacing with the hammer. She's walking with a hammer. I hang stuff on my house all the time.
Furthermore, Your Honor, there is more in the DIMS that in the complete DIMS, it says the complainant's defendant's mother identified her and said that the defendant's brother had taken a blue speaker, which upset the defendant, went outside and kicked some trash cans over and pacing around a neighbor's vehicle holding a hammer. The complainant advised she was afraid of the defendant. So, yes, Judge.
I'm with you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to find no probable cause. Just hang tight with me for a second, okay?
Good, Judge.
Please. Just, take a seat for me. Hang tight, please. Okay, Mr. Amison, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. And Mr. Green, you're also charged with driving while intoxicated. and interference with the emergency request for assistance. I'm assuming that one's going to get dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then for Mr. Emerson, his unlawful carrying will be dismissed as well.
What about the weapon? What are we doing with the weapon? Is it being forfeited? Okay. Guys, both of you are charged with multiple cases. It looks like you've worked out an agreement, whether you're pleading guilty to the DWIs, your other cases will go away. You need to understand that these cases will go on your record. They're going to be there for the rest of your life, even there after you die. This is important because when you get pulled over in the future, the first thing an officer does is they look at your record. If they see a prior DWI, they roll up to your window, they smell alcohol or dope, it's probably not going to go well for you. Do you understand? What we're doing today probably will never happen again, because from now on, well, I know you're telling me that, but you are now facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into these agreements. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You guys give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. You can never change this. It will go on your record. It will be there forever. You still want to do this, Mr. Green?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
Mr. Amison, I'm going to find you both guilty. Sentence you to 15 days in jail, credit for 5. Mr. Amison, I'm going to send you 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. I'm going to suspend both of your licenses for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. There is also a $3,000 surcharge that usually attaches to these types of cases. We all make mistakes, but the idea is that you don't continue to make mistakes where you endanger other people's lives. A second DWI, you're looking at a $6,000 surcharge, not to mention court costs. So get ready. You pick up another DWI, it's going to cost you big. Do you understand? Take an Uber, 1 click, $40 wherever you want to go. Good luck, gentlemen.
But I was actually, nice. Are we able to waive the fees?
Well, that's what I was telling them. I'm going to waive it now because it's a first time. But if you continue to be boneheaded and pick up another DWI, it's going to be about $6,500 you're going to be walking out here. Do you understand? All right, guys, good luck.
One last thing. Also, the suspension, are we able to run it concurrent with their current suspension?
I don't know. Let me look, see how they've been on bond. If they've been good on bond, then we'll talk. But if they've been, I don't want to continue to reward.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So let's talk. Let me, then down the line.
I
and then
have
we'll
one
talk.
last one.
Okay. Take a seat from you guys.
Gonzalez, just approaching her recess. It is a little old, but she is going to do this. Yeah, I will have everything submitted, by.
Which Gonzalez? Chris, okay, it's 193 days old. Is she, obviously there's an accident and it's above a 0.15. What is it, Alex?
So yes, it looks like we have no mitigation packet yet for this because of
I'm setting it 2 weeks. She's got to be here with packet in hand. If she doesn't have it done, then that's
It
it.
will be done before then.
Okay.
Thank you.
You got, Ms. Matthews, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On November 5th, 2024, officers arrived to the scene of an accident and met with the complainant who had been in a wreck with the defendant. The complainant stated the defendant had made an unsafe lane change and struck her vehicle, damaging both vehicles. The defendant then exited her vehicle and began swearing at the complainant before stating she will take care of her own damages and leaving the scene, refusing to give the complainant any information. The complainant took pictures of the defendant's vehicle and license plate. At a later date, the officers were able to identify the person associated with the license plate, and the complainant was able to positively ID the defendant based on the photo the officer showed her associated with the license plate number.
So she took off.
She took off, and then they found based on license plate.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Have you run her license, Alex? Do you mind?
I ran her. Let me just pull it up.
Ma'am, I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. Do you understand?
It's eligible, Your Honor.
If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have insurance, or you don't have insurance in your name, I'm going to revoke your bond. I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Okay, quarter 21.
Okay. Can you file those conditions, Alex, please?
Which conditions, Your Honor?
Just no driving without a valid license and liability insurance,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Okay, I need you to fill out an application for me. So what I'm going to do is Deputy Grant is going to give you an application. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. All right? Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. We'll have you come up here momentarily, please. Mr. Halbert, your case is 1,122 days old. You will get a GPS monitor today, so I know where you are at all times. And if you take off on me again, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, not, you were charged with assault. As a condition of your bond, you're ordered not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? So how long is it going to take you to get all the evidence? Because I'm ready to set this thing for trial, Alex.
So I'm looking, it looks like we requested the photographs on the 18th of January of 2022. So we'll have an escalation request and we can get in touch with the officers and the complainant and see when we get those
Hey,
photos.
I'm not doing long resets. I'm doing short resets.
Yes, Judge.
You get on it,
Yes,
get
Judge.
your photos.
Yes, Judge.
Can you also put an offer in there? Is there an offer now?
Yes, there is, Judge.
Yes, Judge. There is
Okay.
a time served offer and
No, there's not a time.
no,
served
there's a
offer.
180-day offer. I apologize.
The offer is 180 days in jail. I'm giving you 2 weeks to decide what you guys want to do. Get the photographs as soon as possible, please. Send it to an investigator today if you need to, Alex.
Yes, Judge.
In 2 weeks. At that time, when you come back, you need to be prepared to accept either the offer from the state or I'm going to set your case for trial. Do you understand? Okay, see you then.
Thanks, Judge.
I'm here on Francisco.
Okay. Is mom here today?
Mom could not make it today, I have, I've spoken with my client, Your Honor, about the second, violation, and he was,
It's not a second violation. This is third or fourth. You know, his first was like he picked up the new case. Right. Come up. You are obviously not taking this seriously. You continue to break your curfew. Tell me.
so my client graduated from high school. While he was in school, he was working on the weekends at a tire shop. But since we have a PTI office for restitution and community service, he wasn't making the at the tire shop. So now he's working with his mom and her cleaning business. She cleans residential and commercial properties. And he's also working with his mom's boyfriend doing construction. And so last week, Thursday, they were out cleaning and he got in 20 minutes after the curfew.
How do I know that he's actually working? I mean, am I supposed to take his word for it?
Well, Your Honor, I just say mom couldn't make it today, but she does have a cleaning business, and that's why he was late last week, Thursday. He will have his community service completed tomorrow, and he says he will have money for the restitution by Friday.
He, on the 18th, he got home nearly 11 o'clock at night.
That was right, and that's why mom was here yesterday. That day was the Quince Añera. He had ordered, my client had ordered an Uber driver. He sent me a screenshot of the Uber canceling his ride at 8:40 so that he would be home on time.
Show me.
Okay.
Show me.
I will, give.
What is the offer in this case, Alex?
Let me see, Your Honor. For this case, it is $1,000 restitution plus 30 hours community service, and we'll dismiss.
How much of the community service is done?
24 hours. He says he'll have the rest of it finished tomorrow.
Okay,
And he says he'll have the money by Friday.
okay. Let's do this. I'll set it for Monday. Then if you are ever late again, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? I don't care what you're doing. You're not supposed to be at a party anyways. You're supposed to be behaving yourself. You're supposed to get home at a certain time. You're not to pick up any new cases. You're not supposed to use any kind of drugs or alcohol. Do you understand? The next time you're late, I don't care what your excuse is. you will stay with me. Your bonds are at 10,000 thing now. They're going to double, if not triple next time. Do you understand me? Okay, we'll see you Monday. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Mom and dad,
Yes. Yes,
how's
sir.
it going?
Better, a lot better.
Is he behaving himself?
Yes, sir.
Great. That's what we want. We want you to strive. I don't want you to become just another statistic. I want you to become the best person that you can be. And it starts right here. Knowledge is power. When you have knowledge and when you know things, you go real far in life. If you want money, it always starts right here. It doesn't start right here. It's right here as well. If you have the heart, you have the knowledge, you can do anything in this life. It's already hard enough being a young Black man in society as it is now, today. Don't make it any harder. With you picking up these criminal cases, that's all you do. You make life even more difficult than it is. Do you understand? Get an education. Don't pick up any new cases and don't smoke any weed. Do you understand? Okay. I'll weigh the appearance. Just make me proud. That's all I'm asking you to do. Okay. You guys have any issues, come back, talk to us, and we'll try to straighten anything out. Okay? All right, guys. Take care.
Yes.
Mr. Martin, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. On the gun case, you were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I'm sorry, what? Did I just say good?
I think it's a class A.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like reverse. On the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. And on the gun case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. Okay. On January 28th, 2025, officers were dispatched to a wreck on Mesa Drive in Texas. The defendant was sitting in the driver's seat when officers arrived and admitted to losing control of the vehicle and driving into a drainage ditch. The defendant stated he took some hydrocodone shortly before the crash, and the officer observed red bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteadiness on the defendant's feet. Standard field sobriety were performed. HGN, they found 6 out of 6, walk and turn, 5 out of 8, one leg stand, 2 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and the defendant consented to blood. The officer conducted a search and found in the vehicle a cooler with a beer in the back seat, a small bag of prescription pills prescribed to the defendant, hydrocodone, and a loaded Ruger SP-101 under the driver's seat within reach of the defendant.
Judge, I would just submit to the court, he's a retired veteran. It's my understanding he has a prescription for the hydrocodone for back issues.
Mr. Martin, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, then I'm going to put you in jail. No more PR bonds. You need to understand that even if you have a prescription for controlled substances, if you take too much, you become intoxicated. If you're in a car, it's a recipe for disaster. Just don't. Do you understand? Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor, and license is eligible.
Okay, you need to be very careful. Don't take it if you're going to go drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you pick up a new case, if you use it irresponsibly, I only have one place for you. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community. Do you understand, Mr. Martin? Now, you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stand with Mr. Johnson. He'll tell you when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you, you become a danger to my community, you pick up a new DWI, just, I'm gonna put you in jail. That's all I have. Do you understand? Okay. So for now, I'll have you go to Victoria. We're gonna have you sign a reset. After that, I'll get you to Felicia for your bond conditions. And after that, you're free to go. All right.
Judge, if I may just real briefly, got Arredondo on the docket.
Okay, that way, sir. Please. All right. So I see that you're wanted out of Bucks, Pennsylvania on a parole violation.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
2 underlying cases.
So the fact that he's been on the same fugitive case twice more in your court works both in and against my favor. Before my time in general litigation, there were 2 prior other prosecutors.
Here we go, flexing the muscle.
Well,
I'm just
one of
kidding.
them was me. One of them was me. But for the 3, 2 prior ones were dismissed, and he keeps getting arrested on the same warrant, and they keep not picking him up. I had Amy call the
This is going to happen eternally for you, Mr. Ginder, until you go back to Pennsylvania. You will continue to get arrested over and over and over. It doesn't require you to say anything. I'm just giving you a heads up that that warrant will be there for the rest of your natural born life until you take care of it. If you're 72, you will still get picked up and sit in jail for. How do we go forward?
So this is one of those unusual situations. There is no pre-signed waiver, so he has a right
A
to.
parole case?
Some states, including ours, they just don't have it in their clause for their parole. But I've had Amy call, and she was only able to reach the supervisor for the deputy that actually handles his specific warrant.
Dave, don't we have enough people in jail, number one? And if they don't care enough to pick them up over and over.
So one of them, I was explaining to Ricardo, the first, and I could be wrong, I haven't checked my notes, but one of them might have been around COVID. And so I know a lot of them weren't picking up. Nobody can fault for that. But the other ones, I don't know. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not trying to present anything to court that I don't have. But conversely, he's had considerable amount of time to cure his warrant. And so that's why I said, like, it works for and against me. Is obviously I don't like them playing games.
What do you want?
For me, I would like to get a hold of the supervisor there and figuring out what happened the other times, but we've just been unsuccessful this morning. And that's the issue.
Hey, I get it. Do you want to perhaps roll it to tomorrow? So it gives you enough time? Hey,
In at the door.
I'm with you. It's
I know.
it's maddening that someone continues to get picked up and they don't care. Either release the hold or come do your job. I mean, really.
Because we do have ones where they release it locally, where they teletype that they won't enforce it in certain jurisdictions or just contiguous ones. And so I don't have an answer to present the court. I mean,
So let's roll it to tomorrow. We're going to try to get to the bottom of it, Mr. Gimbel or Ginder. But regardless, that warrant, until you take care of it, is going to eternally be out there forever and a day. And if you like to continue to get arrested, but at some point it must get tiring, right?
Yes, sir. All right, we'll roll it to tomorrow.
So let's roll it to tomorrow. I will tell you this, that I mean,
I know, and that's where I'm at as well. And so I'll see if I can I'll keep going up the chain until somebody answers. That's all I can do.
yeah, good luck, Day. I know how diligent you are, you know.
Hey, Judge.
How's it going? How's jail?
Not good. I think everybody should go there for 7 days on the first DWI. I think it would fix a lot of things for a lot of people.
You know, and I routinely say this to people, Mr. Fox, is that I would say, I don't know the true statistic, but usually when people go to jail, that one time, most times that one time is scary enough that it's self-correcting and they wise up that they don't ever want to go to a place like that. I mean, it stinks. There's
things that you know.
So, yeah, I know there's no air conditioning, but jails are jails. I mean, it's not the Holiday Inn. It's not Club Med. It's not Disneyland. It's happy and the most wonderful place in the entire world, right? But you got to understand is that we have routinely let you out over and over and over. And you make us promises, you tell us you're going to do things, and then we come to find out later on, it's a completely different thing. You have what? 2 open DWIs, right? Is it at least 2, right?
It's two, Judge.
You're on probation with us, and then you pick up a felony as well. At some point, I have to say when. We can't continue. Sometimes we have to protect people from themselves, their own worst enemy. And I'll tell you, when we first did the TRAS, I told you how reluctant I was to go with the other agreement that you guys had worked out, because I wanted to do SATA, because usually our clinicians know what's up. They know the right way
I understand.
to go through things. And you want me to let you out for the holidays, but that really scares me.
I just want my bond reduced, sir. Even My wife, who were getting divorced, wants me home for Christmas. I mean, spending Thanksgiving in there, and yes, you're right. I mean, I call it jail therapy. I don't know what
Look,
else.
let's not talk about the case at all. I don't want to talk about the case, but
Yes, sir.
I'm bringing you out
I
just,
just want my bond reduced, sir, so I can, I mean, like you said, number one, I can't drive. You're gonna have an ankle monitor on me. I can't go anywhere. I just,
but we still ask you to do things and you refuse to abide by bond conditions. Every time you tell me and you make a promise, you know how it goes, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, really shame on me. And that's where we're at. You tell me things that you're gonna do. You tell me that you're gonna abide. And when you get out, you still do whatever you want to do.
I never spent 28 days in jail, sir, and this is definitely a wake-up call. I don't know any other way to put it. I mean,
And you've told me that story before.
I've never been in jail before, sir. I've never once been in jail until this time, and I don't need to know how to explain it because I know you probably.
The good news is this, Mr. Fox, because there is light at the end of the tunnel, that Mr. Sims is working hard to try to resolve these things once and for all, so you don't sit there and linger. The idea is to do the program that we had initially said. The only problem is the case at a county. That's the holdup, I think, at this point. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have Morgan reach out over there. We're going to have James reach out to your lawyer on that case to see if we can come up to a global resolution once and for all. And hopefully we can do that by next week. I don't know, but I'm hoping. I don't know what the other county has in store, what they want, but hopefully we can get on the same page. And if we let them know this is our intent to do SATF, hopefully we'll see what happens. But
So no bond reductions. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fox, but look,
I put myself in this. mess,
and
right?
quite frankly, you scare me. You know, every day someone dies from a DWI in our county, every single day. We'll set it for about mid to late next week. Hopefully we can have an answer for you, because like I said, I don't want you to just sit there and just linger. We're going to try to work hard to get this thing closed as quick as possible for you, because the problem is, the idea is to get you help as quick as possible, not to sit there. So we're working hard for you though. Okay. Okay, Mr. Fox, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Sims. Good morning, Mrs. Zavalos. Mrs. Zavalos, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you an 8-month deferred. Do you know what that is?
But he explained to me probation, community service, lots of other things that
Classes you'll have to do.
Right. A deferred is a type of probation that if you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. You can't tell people it was dismissed. It wasn't dismissed. You merely completed the probation successfully, didn't end up with a conviction. What you need to recognize is that you give up almost all rights known by entering into this agreement. And you let us, and you give us the ability to put you in jail for an entire year if you violate this agreement. You can violate it by picking up a new case. Don't do your classes on time. Don't do your community service on time. If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, you violate this community service. Do you understand? I'll make you a deal though. If you do well, if you're nice to everybody, get your classes done quick and everything done quick, I'll take you off in half the time. So you could really be done with this in 4 months if you really kick butt. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
I'm not going to be understanding though if you fail to appear, if you pick up a new case, all bets are off. Do you understand? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, There are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, you are stuck with it until you complete it successfully or it gets violated. For you to complete this successfully, you must do a thinking for a change class. You must do a 4-hour anger management class. Which thinking for a change did you want? Were you thinking? You must also do 30 hours of community service. Do you have any children, sir? Tell me, how far did you get in school?
I just finished my semester last week.
In what?
What do you mean in what?
College or?
Oh, in college, yeah.
Great job. What are you studying?
Natural sciences while I'm still in community college, but when I get to the 4 year, I want to study kinesiology.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
Shh. What do you think this is going to do? Do you think this is going to hurt or help you?
I'm a firm believer in consequence.
What you need to understand,
No matter the perspective of the person who is being, punished or receiving consequence. So I know myself pretty well, and I could say that it's definitely gonna be a good stepping stone in regards.
Mr. Savalos, what I want you to understand, when you are applying for jobs in the future, people don't know you. Even for you to step into the door, the only thing that people are going to look at, employers, they're going to look at, number one, your record. They're going to want to see who you are. And I'm going to tell you now, the more convictions you pick up, the worse it is for you. All you're doing is making life more difficult. Do you understand? I hope with this, you really take it to heart, because we want to see you succeed. We want to see you be the best person that you can be. But convictions and criminal cases, no matter what happens, people will still use it. And you need to consider it. When you're out in the free world, self-control. Do you understand?
I understand. Yes, sir. I remember the last conversation, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I mean, he still heckles me. He tries to get a rise out of me.
Their neighbor's judge.
But
You know what? Then it's never going to stop, Mr.
I
Savalos.
understand.
You need to be the bigger man. And it sucks. And, in life,
Step off the porch.
do you think that there are people who mess with me? On a constant basis, on a daily basis, I have people that are always messing with me as well. But I still try to do the best job I can. I do what's in my heart. I do what I think is right. And that's what you need to do as well. Shh. Mr. Savalos, be the better man. If you need to move, if you need to get away, but even if they're still heckling with you, call the cops. Find another way. Don't take matters into your own hands. We don't want to see you fail. All right?
Thank you for your concern.
Well, we want you to be the best person you can be, really. So you're in college, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Read the shorter length, thinking for a change.
No, but my 30 hours of community service, as long as you're in school, I mean, that's great. Just great. Just better yourself. That's what, so.
So you wait for the community service judge?
Yeah, I mean, if they're okay with it.
We're okay with that.
Just look, the idea is that you learn and you don't come back, right? So how old are you, bud? I'm going to waive all your fines and fees. It's never about the money. Just do what you say you're going to do it on time, and make the most of it, all right? Mr. Savalos, how do you plead to the assault, guilty or not guilty. I'm not going to find you guilty. We'll withhold it for 8 months. Do what you say you're going to do. If you ever have a problem, come back, talk to us. We're here for you. Good luck, man. You know?
Thank you very much.
So get your stuff done quick. We'll take you off quick and you're done. All right. All right.
I receive word on like when I should start all that.
Shatori over there will tell you exactly what you need to do. All right. Okay, man. Bill letter. All right, Mr. Bill letter.
You should have told me that. That's easy.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You need to understand that you're making a lifetime decision today. And this is a very big one because you're pleading guilty to this offense that it's going to go on your record. Once it's on your record, it's there forever. It's even there after you die. And it's important because when you get into a car in the future, if you start consuming alcohol, if you do before you get into a car, you get pulled over. All officers do is they look at your criminal history. They look at how you are. What do you think is going to happen if they smell alcohol and they look at this? Probably not going to go well. So if I were you, I would never get in a car, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because it's a humongous and it's just a big financial risk. You understand?
Yes, sir, I did.
You also give up, by entering this agreement today, you give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Like I said, once you plead guilty, there's no turning back. Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? The other thing I want you to understand, Mr. Bill Letter, is that, you know, DWI is big business. When you plead guilty to a DWI, there's a $3,000 surcharge that DPS hits you. If you don't pay it, you don't get a license until you do. There's also court costs to the tune of around $500. I will do you a favor and I will waive them. But I want you to understand that if you come back a second DWI, you're looking at around $6,000 in surcharges. $6,000, not to mention court costs. You could look forward to around $7,000 in fines and fees. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Literally, one button on your phone, $50, anywhere you want to go in this city. Uber. That's what I'm trying to say. It's extremely easy. They'll come pick you up no matter where you want to go. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll find you guilty. I'm going to send you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for the 1 day that you've done. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days.
Can we get ALR credit?
Why?
One, do you want to know about personally, or two, he already.
I'm already
obviously-
taking off around $3,500 worth of fines and fees.
Correct. So he's retired, but he has a lot of medical, issues that he has to go to. And also, I believe you said that your siblings also need help driving around, getting around to medical, and groceries and responsibilities such as that.
I'm a firm believer that everybody makes mistakes. You know, you're allowed to make a mistake once in a while. But if you continue to make mistakes that endanger the lives of other people, at that point, it's not a mistake and it's a choice. And when you make childish choices, you get treated like a child. And what we do with children here, we put them over our knee and we spank them like a little child. But we do it with a ton of jail time. Get a clue. Just don't get into a car if you've had even a sip of alcohol. Do you understand, Mr. Bill Letter?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will acquiesce to you, but that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Good luck, sir. Please stay.